And we're live. Welcome to the weekly How Not to Do How Not to Die live class. Gosh. Hey, we're going to go through two things today. We're going to go through using your phone safely in the streets. Maybe even what this is used for. That's why we're close up here. I need to use the wall in our surrounds. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to teach you disabling an attacker. Now, first off, you're here on the weekly live class because you've either done the basic course and we're after continuation of that, or you just joined up for the cheapest option and you want some self-defense tips. And that's why I put today's together in that way. Using what we're going to teach you how to disable an attacker may be a little bit beyond your skill set. You may have to go back and either complete that basic course or maybe get access to some of the previous live classes we've done. But I'll try my best to incorporate it for everybody. My personal value when teaching self-defense is I send you away safer than you were when you came along. I do not think it's appropriate, and I think it's a duty of care to send someone away safe. I do not think it's appropriate for someone to come along to a class and actually be more dangerous because they don't have the skills. What I teach is not skilled. What I teach is brutal stuff taught to special forces operate or potential special forces operators, and then special forces operators, spies, and it harkens back to World War II and beyond for European close combat for self-defense. So there we go. That's the basics. Go to hownottodieguy.com if you need to do that course. I see we're glitchy here, which isn't so good. So I don't know where you left off. It was just the intro. I'll quickly go through that as well. Or again, super quick. Today I'm going to teach you two things. I'm going to teach you how to use your phone safely in public, and I'll teach you how to disable an attacker. Disabling an attacker, really, really important to do it this way, and it's a continuation and it's also a revision of the basic course on hownottodieguy.com. Okay, so we are good to go. Right, straight into it then. How to use your phone safely in public. Look, the first rule of self-defense is there's no rules. Anything goes as long as two things happen. One, you win, not just survive, and two, you're safe. So we teach a bunch of principles here. We use the special forces and military self-defense to help you stay safe. But at the end of the day, as long as you're safe and as long as you win, then you did right. So you don't have to second guess yourself there. There's more tactically correct ways. Using a phone, just like having your head down in your social media or being at your office or whatever you're doing, tunnel visions you. It lessens your situational awareness. So the reason I said about no rules, it's super important to be situationally aware, but the fact of the matter is things will take your focus. Your little child will take your focus and you won't see other things. Your phone can take your focus. A come on can take your focus. That's a person approaching you for some nefarious means, all those different things. Or you just are unaware. But these things are pretty prevalent. So phone. So I'm going to go through some basics that I use when touristing. And I actually use those same techniques for touristing as in urban environments, out in the street, out on the footpath, and so on. First off, the phone. You feel it buzz, you hear it ring. Doesn't mean you've got to quickly go like this. That is not required first off. What I do when my phone rings in public, and also, funnily enough, when I see a shoelace is untied or something like that, is I look for a safe place immediately. Kind of like when you're driving. Your phone goes and you look for a safe place to park, or something's happened, you look for a safe place to park and then do your business. Same thing there. So if I'm walking along, phone goes, oh, got a wall here, no problem, backs to wall. This looks fairly relaxed, this sort of posturing or like this, and then my phone's out. So what's happened there? We'll break it down. Flies in Australia. Walking along, back to wall, access the thing. The thing. In combat, and what we do when we've got guns up and weapons up, if we need to do work to that weapon to reload it or check it out, we actually do it in front of our face so we can see what's going on. We do the same thing with the phone. So this is me wanting to not give anything away, but I've taken out my rear. I can't see in the back of my head. I've taken out 180 degrees of threat. Now all I've got is left and right. And peripheral vision picks up to 15 degrees past horizontal here. So I've got full peripheral vision. So what I do is I bring this up in front of my face. So that looks like this at eye level. Not down here, because here I don't have peripheral vision above here. And now I don't have peripheral vision. Remember my 0 degrees, my horizontal won't go back here. So I'll miss something. So up here in front of my face using the phone. And modern world, a lot of the time it's text messages. A lot of the time it's whatever you call them, messaging on apps. So you're actually using your thumbs and you're able to read the screen. It's not like in the old days, you just used to pick that up. So, boom, up there in front of the face, and we've got situation awareness. One hand's free for whatever you need, defensive, offensive, counter-offensive, and so on. That's what we're after. Even better, if you've got a chance to get to an alcove and we get into a place where we actually block off, quick bit of maths here. What is that, 270 degrees? Got a wall here and a wall here. I get the chance to do that as well. So if I'm into an alcove or a corner, or sometimes I step back into a shop at night. I'll step back into a shop alcove, and that's a good one again with glass windows. So using your phone, if you can get your back up against the wall, that's great. So cover yourself up as much as you can, and then using it in front of your eyes. Boom, boom, boom. That's generic. I said at the start before the recording glitched, or the Zoom glitched, and I'm going to hopefully keep that in. I said I also maybe touch on how to use that phone. In the course, we talk about using the phone for calling for help. If you're walking along and you think you're being followed, and this is normally in that part of the lesson, think you're being followed, many females, it's normally the females that think they're being followed. Guys don't normally go for the I've been followed. It's normally the females. So many females that have been present in the courses say they get their phone out and they call a friend or their loved one, husband, or whatever it is. That is tactically wrong. I said there's no rules as long as you're safe and as long as you win. So if that happened to you and you weren't hurt and you won, so you got home to your house safely, great. But in the future, that same behavior may not work. It's flawed because of this. If you're talking to someone, you're taking away one ear. And we've got these senses. We've got 2 ears, 2 eyes. You're taking away one sense. That's not good. You've also ruined your vision on this side a little bit. And now we've also given away a limb in some respects. Second, if the screen's up and it's nighttime, you've given away some of your night vision. That's not so good either. So that's tactically flawed on two reasons. But the worst is this, and most people don't realize this when something goes wrong. If you were talking to, let's just say a friend, you're talking to your friend because you feel secure, and the person attacks you. So it goes from following to attack. The phone goes to the ground. Now, what are you doing? You're doing whatever you got to do. You're hands-on, you're being attacked, you're being defensive, offensive, fine. The person on the other end of the phone, the friend, what are they going to do? The friend is going to, one, not know what to do for a short period of time. There'll be a period of time where they won't know what to do, and then they decide to act on something. If they do, they decide to act, hopefully by calling emergency services. So they've hung up on you, and then they're calling emergency services. And this is how it goes, at least here in Australia. Your phone call goes to a countrywide call taker, and they say, police, fire, ambulance. And you say what you need, or they put you through to who they think you need. So it's gone through one person. So now we've got 2 people. We've got your friend and you've got the emergency services. Then it goes, the call taker. Then it goes from the country emergency services to the call taker from, let's just say, police. So police here in Perth, so in the city of Perth. And they're talking to your friend. and your friend doesn't know what's going on, and your friend doesn't likely know exactly where you are. And now this is third-hand information by the time it gets to the police officer. So the call taker then puts the job on the computer system and it goes to a police officer. And normally it doesn't go to police officer, normally it goes to a screen and somebody picks up that job. The police officer seeing that job has got information from the call taker, who's got information from your friend, and the friend's getting information that they got from you before you dropped your phone. Can we see how that's flawed? Let's streamline it. This is how I suggest you using your phone if you're being followed. Get your phone out, punch in the emergency services number. So America 911, here in Australia 000, New Zealand 111. I was taught in police that all the numbers work here in Australia, but that's also been deemed to be incorrect. So know your number. Punch in the number. Then all you got to do is press the green button or the call button or whatever your fancy phones have got. Mine's got a green button here. That's what you have. And I won't go through the being followed part. There's certain things you do that I teach. But if it goes to hands-on, press the green button, phone down, and then deal with what you've got to deal with. The phone will call that emergency services number. They can ping your phone. If they do, highly unlikely. But that's the best course of action you got. That you have it on speaker if you can, so they can hear what's going on, and then you deal with it. You've now got 2 hands, 2 feet, 2 sets of eyes, 2 sets of ears, and you've got a best chance of helping yourself, because I guarantee you, no one's coming to save you. Let me say that again, no one's coming to save you. The response time here is anywhere between 9 minutes and 20 minutes. The fight lasts 3 seconds. So there we go, how to use your phone touristing on the street in an urban environment, and then how to use your phone for calling emergency services, how not to possibly use your phone for phoning a friend. That is that part of the lesson. I'm going to zoom this back. It's not very technical, by the way. We'll get the angle right so you can see the feet. Now we're going to go into disabling the attacker. And this is something I've not covered